I have a bone to pick, okay? And this is common, for sure. I just need... I want to talk to young men out there about how to use the bathroom. Because somebody in our lives has let us down consistently. And I don't know why. And it actually rattles me a little bit. So I've talked previously. You know, I have classes. I have classes in my classes, you know, because of the whole object-oriented But the thing is, most of my classmates are men. So I go to the bathroom. And, you know, everybody gets the same bathroom break. Sometimes, you know, you share a kindred bathroom experience with another young man. I mean, we've all been there in our lives. So, you know, we're washing our hands at the sink. And then I see that the dude will, like, run the just smallest amount of water on his hands possible. No soap. It almost like the water is, like, unpleasant to feel. And not, you know, a life-giving universal elixir. And then go, like, you know, blow dry his hands. And I just don't understand... like, what you think you're getting away with. Except for a greater chance to get, even if not you, other people that you interact with sick. And also maybe you don't realize that your hands smell like your butthole. I'm just like, and this is even the smallest part. This is just the lead-in. I don't understand. I see it all the time, especially at, like, airports. And I know, by the way, because I understand, it wasn't that long ago I was a young man myself. I understand the psyche. Well, you know, you get defensive. Whoa, so I need to wash my hands? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. How dirty are your genitals that you need to wash your hands when you go? Oh, well, how bad is your immune system if you need to wash your hands? So that it's not like that. It's like, you know, the same people who are like, I hate anti-vaxxers. Which, valid, will be like, you know, no, I don't wash my hands. I don't get sick. That's not what it's necessarily there for. It's kind of like a social contract element of, like, you know, you wash your hands so the people around you also don't get as sick. But even that, you know, at least the germs are invisible to the naked eye. I used to think this was just a PAX thing. I think I'm just noticing it more as I get older. I noticed it when I was at the movie theater. What is wrong? I think there's a small part of the population takes a subversive pleasure in bad toilet etiquette. But I went into the stall, because I prefer to go into the stall. And there was just like a bunch of pee in the stall and a bunch of toilet paper. And this is something that happens all the time. If you're a man, I'm sure you're like, oh, it happens to me every day. Or, you know, once a week. So I go, surely the toilet is clogged. That's the only reason I could see why somebody would use this bathroom, pee on top of a bunch of toilet paper, flush, and then it just doesn't go down. So I flush the toilet. No, it goes down. Just flushes perfectly. So literally... the only situation I could fathom, there's two. One is they forgot, no harm, no foul. But isn't that like it's like muscle memory to the extreme, right? Like every time you go to the bathroom, you have like 4 things you need to do. You learn it when you're 2 years old. It's locked in there. Even if you have dementia, you're hitting that button probably. I'm not a neurologist. What do I know? The other one is that some dude went in there and peed, looked at the flush button and said, nah, it's beneath me. The next person can do it. Why? Why? I just don't understand what you get out of that, except for like, maybe there's something primal about like, I made another dude look at my pee. I don't get it, you know, or like, or you're just like the most selfish germaphobe. You're like, ooh, I don't want to touch the flusher. It's gross. People have been touching their thing and then touching that flusher. So instead, you're going to expose people to, you know, your own urine. And everybody, all these people that think they have a biology degree, Urine's sterile. No, it's not. It is when it leaves the body. It becomes unsterile within, like, 15 seconds. It's not like you could pee in a puddle and then come back, like, a day later and wash your hands in it, okay? That's not how it works. Regardless, I don't understand. Does this happen in women's bathrooms? Because I'll tell you, at conventions is the worst. And I've said it before, but convention, you're lucky if it's pee. People are just... I really do not understand it. And I'm trying to. I'm trying to fathom a situation. But there are people who will, they'll just poop in the toilet and then leave. And I'm like, aren't you paranoid? Somebody, the next person to walk into that stall is going to be like, hey, this scumbag just pooped in the toilet and didn't even flush. Just because. Some people will just shove like a bunch of paper in it. Flood it for no reason. Great. Amazing. What a good use of everybody's time, including your own. It's like unfathomable, man. I hope. I mean, I'm of two minds, I guess, but I'll say that I hope that it's just a men's bathroom issue, and that there's 50% of the population out there is capable of, or willing at least, to make like literally the most minor sacrifice you could ever make, hitting the flusher, and not treating your toilet like a disaster zone. Although, maybe it would be more reassuring for me as a man if it was like, nah, everybody's like this. Yeah, women's bathrooms screwed up too. I don't know. I've heard bad stories about women's bathrooms too. The washing your hands thing is like, here's the thing. I've had a similar attitude. It's so easy to be self-righteous when you don't realize that you got like most of Mother Nature's gifts. You're young, you're healthy, you're in a developed part of the world, and you're like, hey, washing your hands, that's a chore, dude. Soap? I ain't got time to bother with that. Yeah, if I shake hands with some old lady who's got a compromised immune system, it's her fault. She should go live in a bubble. It's the same people who, and this one's it's gonna ruffle some feathers, which is ironic because my position here is showing compassion. But it's the same kind of people that are like, man, what's the world coming to? I can't eat peanuts on an airplane sometimes, because they might kill somebody. Wouldn't it be... I mean, I'm not saying I want them to die or anything like that, but wouldn't, the world be a better place if I could freely eat peanuts? It's like the irony that a lot of people are just so unaware that they're like, the inconvenience of me not being able to eat my nut of choice is like somehow it makes you the victim instead of somebody who's like, hey, this, incredibly commonly consumed food that's also like an ingredient in everything could kill me if I come in contact with it. They probably feel bad about it in the first place, I'm assuming, to begin with. They're like, yeah, I'm sorry, you can't eat the peanuts. I'm here to tell you, okay, if you're like deathly allergic to peanuts, feel free to tell them that Northernlion said, if you ever encounter somebody who's like, well, man, well, your parents should have just let you die. Just give them the middle finger and give them a stone cold stunner. I encourage that sort of situation because that person's an idiot. Here's the other thing. I love peanuts. If you can't go a 3-hour flight without peanuts, you got bigger problems, dude. Where was I going with this? Just use the bathroom properly. Like, it's a privilege to be able to wash your hands with soap to begin with. I don't believe it can harm you. Short of like the what if I'm allergic to soap. And I know that some people, and they're never doctors, by the way, you'll notice this, but they'll be like, I think by not washing my hands, I keep my immune system strong. And I'm like, oh, where'd you get your medical degree? Have you published any research? No, it's just a hunch I have about science. It might be true, for all I know. Lord knows I probably said it many times growing up. I don't know if I've just tricked myself, but I kind of think that washing your hands is enjoyable. The feeling of like, I'm getting all the grime off of my hands, and you know, the water's either cool or warm depending on your perspective, or depending on the tap and the bathroom and how much they like their customers. People think, like, as I've gotten older, I've become grumpier. I'm very rarely... I think my anger has gotten better placed as I've gotten older. Young people are angry all the time. They pretend to be happy, but they're angry because they don't understand, you know? You know, they have very little compassion for the everyman. They'll see like a 40-year-old dude who's unhappy with his job, and they'll be like, just quit, bro. You only live once. And like, what do you know? Like, you might be right in principle, but, you know, you're in like a high school right now. You got no perspective whatsoever. Like, man, well, I'd love to quit, but, you know, I have a child that I value their happiness more than my own misery, and as a result, I feel the need to provide for them, and that's why I'm here. Just quit, bro! Now that I'm older, my anger is mostly placed towards people who I feel are having like a deleterious effect on the climate around me, instead of people that are doing their best, you know, with a limited situation, if that makes sense. You know, anybody being rude to service staff is unbelievable. It triggers my righteous indignation like no other possible thing. You know, if someone's trying to help you and then you're just like yelling at them, especially the older you are, the more likely I am to be like, you are a you're a piece of garbage. Genuinely. You might think that I'm rude, and I can be rude on the show. I would definitely say that. I can be rude in these videos. That's probably fair, but you know, there's like a couple of things, and I'm not unique in this. This is probably one of the most common pet peeves that people have. But like, you know, anytime someone's like rude to a waiter or a waitress, that'll get you. But I've almost like I've inverted my rage now, if that makes sense. Like, I'm mad at things that I myself thought when I was younger. And one that comes up in these videos now and then is like people who have no compassion for like families that take a baby on an airplane. Comes up all the time. And I'm willing to be like, this ain't it, chief, okay? If you're gonna this ain't it, chief me, go ahead. The number of times I have to deal with people, well, not have to deal, but you get the idea. You know, people are like, I was on a 45-minute flight, and this baby would not stop cooing the whole time. I mean, I get you're taking your baby to see its grandparents across the country for the first time ever, but maybe somebody should make an airline that's just for babies only, and all of the adults can all fly on one line, except me. You know, maybe they could just make a private airline for me. When a baby cries, or like, you know, a little kid says something kind of dumb, I'm like, yeah, you're a little kid. You're a baby. You don't know better. When, like, someone my age deliberately behaves badly, I'm like, yo, you no longer have the excuse of ignorance. So, like, what? You're actively choosing to be, like, kind of a, like, you're doing something garbage right now. Why would you do that? That's what gets me now. Anyway, I'm just saying, you know, you gotta have compassion. Simultaneously, I did go on a tirade recently about the elderly, but you know, I'm still learning as well. I'm still learning to be more compassionate. I would never want to be one of those guys that's like, hey, I got it all figured out. If everybody just behaved like me, everything would be hunky-dory. No, it wouldn't, because there would be like, you know, there would be like an old person taking a while to do something, and then there would be a me behind them being like, get a load of this guy, and then there'd be a me behind them going, get a load of this guy, saying, get a load of this guy, we're all gonna be old someday, and then there'd be a me behind that that's like, hey, he had a hard day, don't judge it. You get the idea. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. That was a great deal.
You can't use the word that much. It's not allowed.
These are fun.
Oh shit! I got boxer hole rust.
What?
Oh, that's me, right?
Dude, you guys want to see? You want to see my lust engine?
Oh no!
Bless you.
Are we just
going over that? Boxer hole rust? Did I hear that correctly?
It's on the board.
Oh, you motherfucker! I was really concerned about you, dude. Okay. Now.
The wank ambulance. That's really good.
Okay.
You better watch out for the Omega mosquito, dude.
That's how the Bethesda names their Fallout enemies. Just God boxer's hole rust. It's like a ring of poop around your butthole.
Wait, what?
I wanted to know. I was like, what?
Not at all what I was.
That's the rust on the hole in your boxers.
I was thinking like.
Are you wearing your boxers backwards?
Backwards, yeah.
That's
exactly.
not a hole to shit through, dude.
There's 3 holes in your boxers, 2 for your legs and 1 for your waist.
And the front.
Otherwise, what are you talking about?
There is also the front slit.
That's a fly, not a hole.
Yeah.
Come on.
Do any of you guys use the dick hole?
Absolutely
In
not.
your underwear or pants?
Oh, come on. What's the matter with using the dick hole?
I mean, I said I didn't do it, just that
I misread that sentence like completely. I zoned out because I was trying to figure out what the fuck alpha was, and all I hear is, "You guys ever use your dick hole?" I would hope that's an option. I plugged mine a long time. You piss out your ass or something? Like I don't understand.
You just let it leak, you know.
I feel like
they're
both methods are fine, but I've always been
Neanderthal.
I've always been a waistband down under the balls, not to the knees.
Someone said the dick holes for people who wear belts like men. I wear a belt. I undo the belt and I take my dick out over the pants like a man.
I do too, yeah. Well, I also want to mention the dick hole. I always feel like it's just strangling me a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, because you
I'm
got
just
such
worried-
a
I don't
big
want my
fat
dick
cock, huh?
Or he hasn't bought new underwear in like 20 years. And they're
I just
undersized.
I just don't want my dick anywhere near little metal teeth.
Yeah.
ever.
Also true.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, I have button fly jeans. So
I also, but then
Yeah.
then it's too much. Like it's a precise surgery to get all the buttons undone, and then you reach in. Now you better be washing your hands because you're
You gotta
reaching into
step
your
it out.
actual.
Yeah,
You gotta,
it's getting right in there.
yeah, you gotta
Wait, are you
untangle
saying-
it and
are
then
you
flop
saying
it
when
through
you
the
undo
middle.
your belt, pull your dick out over your pants.
All I do, you just grab the
touch
waistband,
nothing?
you put it under
You
the
don't have
balls.
to wash your hands.
It does. I mean, you still wash your hands, but that's just for society's sake. Like, it pees itself. You don't have to do any manual labor.
Pees itself.
Yo, while we're on this topic, if you're a man and you can't fucking aim into
Yeah.
the toilet,
Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's
you
the
should
problem.
lose your right to having a dick. Like,
Yeah.
you
Every
gotta turn
urinal,
it in.
It's
every
2019.
urinal's got a puddle under it.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a problem.
Not a drip, a fucking puddle.
It's one of my favorite Isaac topics. Is just I go into enough public bathrooms that every time I go in, I just see something new. Hey, this guy shit in the bathroom and just didn't flush for no reason. Toilet's probably broke.
Don't
Toilet
like that,
must
yeah.
be broken, right? Flush it, goes down perfectly. Oh, it's just some weirdo who wanted everyone to see his cool shit.
Like, Jack can say all they want about like, oh, it's drunk people. There's not drunk people in every mall.
Dude, I
at
saw-
every stall every day.
I saw Bumblebee at like 4 p.m. That's where that shit story comes from. Nobody in that theater was trashed. It was like all 8-year-olds.
That's from like
Maybe that's why they didn't flush.
That could be. Yeah, that would be.
Hey, Brad, look at the shit. Look a big crap.
it's ear piercing on top of being a good voice.
All right.
It's one of the classic things that sometimes kind of annoys me about the internet. It always comes up when it comes to like hand washing. People won't take the 30 seconds required to wash their hands. Instead of doing that, they would rather get into a 25-minute long debate once a month about how, like, well, actually, you know, the sink has more germs than historically the stuff that you touch would have in the first place. By using soap, aren't we contributing to the rise of an influenza super bug that's gonna, eventually destroy 1/3 of the world's population? They don't know. They're just like, I'm not gonna wash my hands. It's gonna take 10 seconds. I've never heard an epidemiologist be like, oh yeah, don't wash your hands. I'm worried about the superbug. Maybe don't, take antibiotics if you have a viral infection. That's very sound advice. Never heard a doctor be like, yeah, you should wash your hands less. Also, like, get less sleep, like, just so you're used to it, Your body will adjust to getting less sleep, so, it'll save you a lot of time in the whole scheme of things. Eat less vegetables. You don't want your body to get used to the vitamins and minerals in the in the fruits and vegetables. You know, you want to make your body work for it so that it gets stronger. Anyway, where was I going with this? You know, when you got to go to the bathroom at the stadium, you have to make the devil's choice. Do you choose to go during intermission, where you will spend 20 minutes standing in line to pee shoulder to shoulder with a bunch of other dudes? Not that there's anything wrong with that, I'm just saying. You know, most people would probably prefer to have, I don't know about privacy, but like, to not stand there doing nothing in line is a high value as far as I'm concerned. Or do you go during the game, and then you're going to miss like 5 or 6 minutes of game time, probably walking from your seat up, going to the, you know, bathroom, finding it, etc., actually doing the business, washing your hands, or for many of you, pretending to wash your hands, and rehearsing what you're going to say if someone goes, hey, that guy didn't wash his hands. I've got a fear of death instilled into me. Hello.
Hello.
Probably the loudest door opening I've ever heard.
Tomo has thrown up 3 times while you're recording.
What? Alright, I'll be back. My son. Are you okay? It's the life of a cat owner. Sometimes, you know, we've been away for a few days. We come back. They get excited. They get excited. They fight. They fight. They eat each other's hair. They eat too much of the hair. They throw up. It's a living. We have one cat. Tomo rarely vomits. Ruka vomits in a way that, were he a human being, he would get his own TLC reality show. Basically, let me give you the Ruka cycle. Ruka gets hungry. Or sometimes is not even hungry, I imagine. Sees that there's food in the bowl. Eats all the food in the bowl. Goes over to Tomo's bowl. Eats until I can only assume he feels physical discomfort. And then, like an hour later, throws up. And when I look at the vomit, it's just like... it's just cat food. By the way, I want to point out, I did wash my hands. We come up to this, I know because there's a contingent of chat. And it's just trolling. And I know it's just trolling. But they go, hey, I didn't hear you wash your hands. That's okay. I live in a small place, but simultaneously, you know, if anything, it's nice that you didn't hear it. I did it discreetly.
Alright, how do you get inside this oh, I have to die on this level, okay. Yeah.
How are you there already? Well, I guess you didn't have to clean up cat vomit, so.
I didn't clean up cat vomit, I didn't have to, like, murder the shops until the black market.
That was a much better idea.
Yep.
This freaking blue frog is... No! I'm alive.
There's not like a Yama sacrifice place on you, right?
Yama.
One of those.
I also, while I was cleaning up the vomit, I had another idea. And, it, you know,
Okay.
DMX, he's had some problems, right? But,
What kind?
well, legally speaking.
Oh.
But, here's the thing. I thought of a great opportunity for him to return to the public's good graces. And it's a series of his songs, his rap music, but changed to have a little bit more of a friendly message. So I was thinking, you know, how about this? Just hear me out. Y'all gonna make me wash my hands up in here, up in here. Y'all gonna make me brush my teeth up in here, up in here. Y'all make me do well in school up in here, up in here. Eating vegetables is cool up in here, up in here.
I get it.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
I probably get tired of saying up in here so much.
Well, he
but-
never did. That never seemed to be a problem for him, and he's the one that's going to be singing the song, so.
When's he gonna bark in it?
Well, in the next lyric, he tells somebody to suck his dick, so he can bark after that.
Okay.
Oh, you could do like, y'all go make me walk the dog. Arr, up in here.
Good one. Yeah, let's do that, Ryan. Arr?
I like that. Sure, why not?
Oh man.
Did you wash your hands, Ryan?
Walked in on that echo.
I always wash my hands when I pee.
See, I don't.
I haven't washed my hands in like 10 years.
I saw that clip.
Dude, that moment on Twitter, I was like losing my fucking mind. The guy doesn't believe in germs.
I
Doesn't believe in them.
I think he
looks
was
like you're saying it with some
joking.
satire.
Yeah, but still ill-advised.
Yes.
But
Like, he's not a Twitch streamer. Come on.
It was a bad joke. Like, I think he's saying it to an audience that's going to believe him.
Yeah. No, not true. In my opinion.
All right, semi-serious question. What the fuck does the world do about flat Earth and anti-vax people?
Flat Earth at least
vaccinations.
I hate to say it, dude, but like, Flat Earth is relatively harmless at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I guess.
It's just stupid. Like
It's just
it doesn't hurt
aggressively
me.
dumb. Yeah.
Yeah. The thing is, if you discount the fact that the Earth is round, it like cuts out like 90% of the rest of science, though, too.
I don't think that's really a concern. For
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I guess you're probably right. That's a fair point.
The anti-vaxxers don't just hurt themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, they hurt
Anti-vaxxers
everybody.
hurt even vaccinated people and other people who can't get vaccinated.
It weakens herd immunity, right?
Herd immunity, look it up, sweetheart.
I think I am like 50-50. It could go either way. Do anti-vaxxers wash their hands?
Oh.
Well, did you hear that fucking Fox News guy? Who
Oh,
was
did.
like, washing your hands is a myth. I haven't done it in 12 years.
Oh my god! Yeah, that was a good one.
Jesus.
But
Fucking
do
dumbass.
you think those things are equatable, Ryan?
Well, I just think that like some of it is, you know, I think that this will getting a vaccine will cause a disease, but I've also heard some that's like just like grade school dime store biology where they're like, well, if I don't get a disease, I'm gonna be weaker and I want to be strong. So you know,
okay.
I feel like those would be the people that are like, I don't wash my hands because like you know, and if you catch a disease off of
fingers to clean them.
if you catch a disease off of my hands and you die, well, sorry, sweetie, it's called evolution. Look it up, sweetheart.
See, but that's kind of the worst part of the anti-vax thing. I mean, besides the bringing back like draconian, you know, diseases. But like the anti-vax thing is because they don't want their kids to have autism,
Yeah.
as if that like it kills them or something.
I'm not
Like,
even
is
touching
it
that
like?
one because it's
I mean, yeah,
it's
I
founded
just-
on
yeah,
false principles to begin with.
That's the thing. That's just like so ridiculous, you know. Of the whole
But
thing.
I wasn't sure.
yeah, right.
I didn't make a decision not to
I wasn't
vaccinate my
sure,
kid.
though,
I was
so
just
I
on
didn't.
the fence until they got measles.
Yeah, and then I took him to a foreign country, and you know, then inoculated all of British Columbia.
It's just insane, man.
Not me, dude. I got my vaccine. Did you get your vaccine, Corey?
I mean, when I was like,
Yeah, but
15,
you're
I
good
guess.
for
I don't
life,
know the
right?
MMR. I don't know when the last time.
I probably need new jabs. Actually,
I probably need a
haven't been-
booster or something.
Dude,
Yeah.
they're probably good for it. Don't they like bootstrap your body? They give you a jolt, and then your body's like, I'll keep making these.
for like the main ones. Yeah.
I don't think my body's making anything anymore.
Yeah, we're just trying to preserve what we have for as long as possible. Fair enough.
Gave up on hair a while ago, and then
I'm cognizant of the fact that a lot of YouTubers fall victim to the idea that they fall into a trap of, okay, I have, you know, a few million subscribers. I have to say things, even though I have no expertise. Brother, just keep your mouth shut. I'm not saying just shut up and make videos. You know, if you're passionate about something, then you can make content about that. But just be cognizant of the fact that, you know, just because you have a large audience, that doesn't make you an expert on everything, you know? You don't have to weigh in on every controversy just because you have an audience. You know, if you have a unique perspective or a perspective that comes from a place of experience, then by all means. But if you're just like, I'm a YouTuber, I got to weigh in on this conversation because I have an audience, I think that's very, very dumb. And moreover, is actually maybe even a little bit reckless or dangerous, dare I say. So what I'm using my platform for is to fight against a certain amount of that ignorance, you know? I don't necessarily see myself as a good example. I mean, I do, but I don't... Oh my god, I just walked into it. I don't try to, like, you know... I don't leave myself out there as, like, you should make yourself like me. Not admire me and, like, you make yourself akin to me. I don't believe that. I think instead, you know... You should follow the march of your own drum, but simultaneously, I hope that march includes vaccinating yourself and your children, and also washing your hands when you go to the bathroom. I really feel like that's the mark of maturity, you know? When you a lot of people never have to deal with this axiom in their life. But, you know, part of, quote-unquote, we live in a society is, the strong take care of the weak, and that's the true measure of strength, in my opinion. It is not, you know, how much are you able to lift? It's, you know, how many people that are weak can you also carry along with you? Wait a minute. I don't know if I necessarily went to go in that direction, but you sort of get the idea, you know? Because I've had conversations when I was a teenager that were like, you know, why would I wash my hands every time I go to the bathroom? Well, how dirty is your genitals, you know? It's not really fair. I'm young, it just makes my immune system stronger. You know, this is the problem with society, is that we wash our hands so our immune system gets weak, and eventually the superbug's gonna wipe us all out. Hey, here's the thing, Rorschach, you know, you don't just wash your hands for you. You know, part of life is doing things that maybe mildly inconvenience you, but make the world a better and safer place for other people. Like, sure, you know, if you don't wash your hands, what's the worst that's going to happen to you, in all likelihood, if you're, you know, a normal immune system individual between the ages of, like, you know, 5 and 80? You're going to have hands that smell like poop. It's embarrassing, but it's not actually probably, like, a major biological threat. But, you know, you might have something that your incredible body can fight off at your age. Then you go visit your grandma at the old folks home, and all of a sudden you've, you know, given people a nasty variant on the flu, and, you know, because of their advanced age and compromised immune system, they're more likely to get pneumonia, and et cetera, et cetera. And you're like, well, I don't go visit my grandma at the old folks home. Yeah, but you played patty cake with Jennifer. Jennifer volunteers at the old folks home, and she's not washing her hands either. You know, it's just like, washing your hands is like a, you know, Dan has a book that he wrote. It's called Clean Your Own Mirror. I've never read it. But that being said, I want to add a sequel to that, and that's clean somebody else's mirror while you're at it. While you got the Windex and the paper towel, you know, cleaning your own mirror, why not just clean somebody else's mirror while you're at it as well? Make sure everybody can see themselves clearly, if you have the strength to do so. And then, you know, when you don't have the strength to do so, you can rely on other people to clean your mirror for you. Anyway, what's the long and short of this 35-minute conversation? Essentially, you know, there are just a couple of things I will not compromise on. I would refuse 100% to recognize climate change or vaccination or, you know, flat earth as controversial subjects, because I think that requires paying them a level of respect that has been undeserved. Can I ask you a question, though?
Yes.
Yeah, hit me.
Be honest with me, because me and chat were having an argument about it. Regular, like, older school fountain... Regular, older school fountain drinks versus Coca-Cola Freestyle Machine. What do you prefer?
The freestyle.
Really?
Old school.
Yeah.
I just don't want another screen to touch that has poop on it.
Dude, I mean, that's the other thing. I like go to the movie theater bathroom. 99% of people don't wash their hands. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I made eye contact with, like, and you shouldn't do this probably. There was like an 8-year-old kid. He peed, didn't wash his hands, walked out of the bathroom. I looked him dead in the eyes. So just so maybe it gives him a little bit of a message that, hey, in the adult realm, that shit's not okay. I want people to know, I saw you not wash your fucking hands, okay?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're too busy? You're gonna go sit down for 2 hours. You can't take 10 seconds to put some soap on your hands? Like, anyway. I also would rather touch less things other people also touch.
Right, I got a real question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever popped off and someone just punched you in the face for popping off?
It's never happened.
Because you don't really say this stuff in real life. Sometimes you. No, so you do.
Well, I don't know. Are you a flat earther?
No, but I'm saying, like, I can picture you in high school being like, yeah, this kid thinks borium is BO on the scale, and just goes crack right in the face real quick. No, but would you have said that in high school?
I don't know.
Ryan's fairly on confrontation.
It's very true. I'm a passive individual.
I know. I guess we should know that because you don't like your thumbnails and you never send them back to Drac.
Exactly, dude. As Marcellus said in season 1 of Big Brother, I don't write checks my ass can't cash.
What are you and Kate on, like a Big Brother binge or
I
something?
watched season 1 back in the day, dude.
Marcellus wasn't on season 1.
So
you
two,
watched multiple
whatever.
seasons.
Yeah, I probably watched till season like 4, maybe.
Oh.
Then I got too old for it, honestly.
Wait, you watched it when it was really coming out?
Dude, when it was brand new, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how I know Dr. Will, Mike Boogie, Danielle, who was robbed, by the way.
Oh my God. Ryan, low key, a Big Brother fan.
George, who was evicted from the Big Brother house after somebody noticed he didn't wash his hands after he took a dump.
Nah, that wasn't Chicken George.
Yeah, that's it, dude.
No, it was Jerry. There was a second
okay.
Jerry. With Jerry with a G, not Jerry with a J.
I forgot.
Old man Jerry?
Yeah, with
No.
not Judas.
Have you ever been in a bathroom where they have like the big pee trough?
Yes. I hate it.
Yeah. Those are the weirdest.
Don't like
but
it.
so last time I brought those up, people told me those are for washing your hands. And
No.
I remember. See, because I brought those up and I was like, "What's those? What are those about?" Because they're fucking weird. And people are like, "Rob, those are for washing your hands."
That's great.
There are some for that, but
circular ones that I remember.
Yeah, from the cool high
why does it
schools.
smell like urine then?
Yeah. And I was like, well, I mean, if they're for washing your hands, I've been pissing in them my whole life. So
Once
sorry.
one person starts pissing in it, it's a toilet.
I puked in a pee trough once. That is lovely.
Honestly, what am I gonna do? Pull out my dick and piss next to 6 other dudes and be like, "Gross, dudes! There's puke in here."
Yeah, you gotta dilute it with the urine.
I can't piss on puke. That's ridiculous.
Dude, hear me out. Bathrooms instead of urinals, just have a door to the outside. Have a nice little yard where I can pee outside. Now I've enjoyed a different kind of experience of pissing outside.
I don't want that either. I just want, half as many urinals and 1.5 times as many stalls. That would be nice. If not that, please, just a very simple barricade between me and the urinal next to me. That's all I ask for. And you know what else I like is when they have something to look at in front of you. Even if it's an advertisement, I can focus on that and be like, I can get in my Zen state and unleash. I always get painted as like, won't somebody think of the businesses? Won't somebody think of the corporation? But really, it's more like, I think if something sucks. Like, for example, The Quiet Man. That game is really bad. But the word is out on The Quiet Man. If you bought The Quiet Man because it sucked, and you wanted to laugh at it, and then you refunded it because it was bad, that's kind of a scumbag move. Those are just, it's just one man's opinion. I don't think anybody, well, I shouldn't say anybody. I think that the majority of people would probably agree with me, so I don't know why, it's just the classic internet opinion where you gotta be like, well, I don't know if I'm being crazy here, but, does anybody think you should wash your hands after you go to the bathroom? But do keep in mind, the reason that people hedge their bets on opinions like that is because there's people out there that are like, I don't wash my hands when I go to the bathroom because I don't want my body's, my immune system should have to work hard. If my immune system's not working hard, then the species as a whole is going to get weaker. And you're like, well, that's a really interesting dissertation. Where'd you go to med school? Forums. All right, well. Good stuff, Dr. Acula. Dr. McCarthy. It's an apt comparison in my mind. Don't shoot the messenger. It's not hard to take a break on YouTube. On Twitch, it sucks. Because, there's literally nothing you can do. And so many streamers, I don't think they're doing the wrong thing, but you basically have to make a choice. You're like, okay, am I going to go away and like people might forget about the fact that I exist? Or am I going to go on vacation but stream part of my vacation so that I can continue to stay relevant? And I gotta tell you, my personal opinion, if you're streaming your vacation, you're not actually getting the rest and relaxation part. Because it's not just a vacation from like playing video games. It's also literally a vacation. Don't take this the wrong way, okay? It's the necessary yin and yang of having an audience. It's taking a vacation from you. From public life, really. Not from you as a human being. But like, put yourself in my shoes, okay? First off, you probably can't fit in them. I wear a size 12. Look it up, sweetheart. Secondly, if I'm like on stream and I'm like, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. There's like 10 people in chat who are like, man, he sure goes to the bathroom a lot. I wonder if he has diabetes. No, he probably doesn't have diabetes. He's been watching his diet. Maybe he just has a really small bladder. Or maybe he has prostate cancer. Oh, maybe he says he just drinks too much water. Why is he drinking so much water? He's thirsty? That's probably a sign of diabetes. Meanwhile, this is going on like the whole time that I'm gone. And then when I come back, people are like, hey, you know, first off, our condolences on the 6 diseases you have. And then secondarily, did you wash your hands? You don't have to ask. I'll let you smell them. I washed my hands, okay? So it's a vacation from that. Where every decision you make is a little bit under the microscope, if that makes sense. I don't want to be the YouTuber that enables your bad habits. I don't want to be the... And sometimes, and I'm not a perfect person, I want to make that clear. Get angry at my friends sometimes. It's very embarrassing over minor stuff. Annoyed is probably a better word, but let's use anger because it makes me feel worse about it. And I don't want to be one of those enablers who's like, you know, you fill your body with garbage and get no sleep. Yeah, hell yeah, brother, me too. You only live once, right? I want to be one of those guys who's like, are you okay? We got to take better care of ourselves. You know, we got to be strong. We're shouldering the next generation on planet Earth. The world is in our hands. We gotta be a better class of individuals to steward this planet in the next phase of you know, human existence. We gotta be nicer to one another, and we gotta be nicer to ourselves. You gotta eat better. You gotta sleep more. You gotta wash your hands after you go to the bathroom. I was at the movie theater yesterday. I was walking into the bathroom, saw a dude exit a stall, turned on the sink for about 0.5 seconds, did not run his hands under the water, and then went to the hand dryer, turned it on, and then just walked away. It was the weirdest bathroom I've seen some, and you know, if you doubt this, go to a PAX sometime. You're gonna see some wild bathroom habits that you would rather forget. I swear to God, is the strangest way I've ever seen anyone utilize the facilities in a public bathroom. Turn the sink on, didn't use the sink. Turn the hand dryer on, didn't use the hand dryer. It's almost like something had gone wrong in the causality portion of how he figured out how to, you know, go to the bathroom. He was like, well, it was like an alien that had watched human beings. It's like, I don't know. So they go to the bathroom, and then they just turn this weird little machine on, then they turn it off, and then they turn this little machine on, and they turn it off. I don't know what's up. I would have rather he just walked out, because it was almost like he thought he was fooling people. It was like, well, Mom can't get mad at me if I just turn the sink on so it sounds like I'm washing my hands. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to put my own gender on blast. I hear that women's bathrooms can also get very disgusting. Kate's told me stories, you know, sometimes you're at an upscale restaurant. She goes into the bathroom. Nicely dressed young lady puking up cocktails in one of the toilets. As one time she was using the bathroom, she told me people came in and they were having a conversation, and then without looking, they just like basically busted open the door to the stall that she was using. Because the lock was a little flimsy, and they just kind of like, without paying attention, just basically broke it off the door. Never had that happen. That doesn't mean bad things don't happen in the guy's washroom. I'm just saying. Why not wash your hands is the thing. It's like, it takes 2 seconds and... I mean, you believe in germs. You obviously don't disbelieve in germs. if you're yelling about anti-vaxxers, you gotta be out there washing your hands as well. I mean, it's not quite a one-to-one relationship, I suppose, but I feel like it's fairly close. And don't be offended if I told you to wash your hands, because as soon as you get offended, you got no leg to stand on. Nobody's ever like, I'm offended you would say stuff like that about people who don't wash their hands in the bathroom, of which, by the way, I am definitely not one. You know, I can see through the facade, the charade. Anyway, and I don't know how I got here, but just to use the facility, just wash your, I don't understand why you don't wash your hands. It's a very young attitude. I'm not saying it's all young people that don't wash their hands. Let me rephrase. I think it's a very juvenile attitude. You know, why would I take 5 seconds to make my life better? I can't see the germs on my hands before or after. Why waste my time? I could be spending that time doing something much more valuable, like posting on Twitter. At least in public. Because I see you, you know, touching the doorknob, touching your wedding tackle, touching the knob on the sink, not actually rinsing your hands off, putting your hands in the popcorn, putting your hands inside of your mouth, you're touching the doorknob again. And now you're falling asleep, and she's calling a cab, and okay, you get the idea, but... I just don't get I'm trying to... Here's the thing. If you need a motivator to help you in your life, here's a motivator. If I see you at PAX and you're in the bathroom and you don't wash your hands, I'm going to talk to all my other cool YouTuber friends, and maybe you don't care, but I'm just going to tell it like it is. Me and all the big YouTubers, me and C-Nanners, we hang out all the time. We're best friends in my head. And I'm going to be like, C-Nanners, Sean, probably his name, right? I'm going to be like, I saw this dude in the bathroom, and he didn't even wash his hands after he took a dump. And he's going to be like, Sean Combs is going to be like, how do you know he took a dump? And I'm going to be like, I went in the stall after him, and he didn't flush either. And it looks like he needs to start taking a probiotic, just to be honest with you. And then we're just going to laugh about it, you know? We're going to say, well, I was going to invite him on my podcast, but now we don't have non-hand washers on the show. And you're going to miss your chance to join our triumvirate. You could have been our Crassus. Talk about the video you retweeted yesterday. That, I don't know if you watched it, but it was a radio show with two people. It felt a lot like an NLSS, where the dude apparently had lived his whole life under the illusion that when you poop, you should be holding your hand with tissue paper on it underneath your butthole. So that
but like, okay, what does he do with it?
To just immediately fight it at the pass. What about when you got diarrhea, though, my dude?
Well, he said that's why you wash your hands. Why do you? Then he said, why do you think people wash their hands?
Why?
Because it's disgusting either way.
No, but like, what does he? Does he just then like let it fall? Like, what does he do with it?
My opinion of the video.
What's your opinion? What does he do with it?
If it's not a faked video, where like he's putting on a ruse, I think that he might wrap his hand like a like a glove of TP, and then just kind of like, you know.
So he's just trying to prevent the splashy splash?
I really don't understand, but I believe it could be real, because sometimes people just learn the wrong way to do things, and then
Who taught him to do it that way, though?
I imagine if it's real, he's gonna have an awkward call with his family after this.
Either mom or dad at some point was like, now when you're in there, make sure to hold your hand underneath your butthole so that you catch the poop before it hits the water, because that would be bad. Wouldn't want the toilet water to catch your poop. That's not what that's there for.
Dude, I have no idea. Maybe both of his parents were like, it's too gross to be in there, so like I'll you know, I'm just gonna make sure you use the toilet paper. And then he's like, all right, he's like,
how do you
3?
use it?
Yeah. Dude, one time I was like 3 or 4, and I pooped and I wiped and I threw the tissue in the toilet, and it was crimson, right?
Oh no!
Really bad, right? So I like freaked out. You know, you get like under adrenaline rush, And I called my parents and was like into the room. They lived with me at the time because I was 4.
Got the cell phone and the 3-year-old.
And I was like, yo, look at this tissue. Like, that's what happened when I wiped. And they were like, what the hell? That's crazy. That's horrible. And then they were like, well, we're going to have to call the hospital. Or like, we're going to have to go to the hospital.
God.
And then I remembered that as I went to the bathroom, I was eating a cherry popsicle.
Oh my god.
And I had wrapped the popsicle stick with tissue so that my hand didn't get sticky. And then I threw it into the toilet. And that was what I was seeing.
That is, that sounds like a child, yeah.
Yeah, you were a stupid kid.
Oh, that's good. I think I put the stick in the garbage can. You know, there's always that garbage can next to the toilet.
Before you put it in, you know, put toilet paper on your hand and caught it first.
That's what it's there for. I also think people deliberately try to create FOMO. And that's a sin. You know, to be having a fun time yourself and be like, you know, it'd be even more fun right now is if I broadcast the idea that I'm having more fun than you are. Then it's like I'm doubling down on the fun. That's bad manners. That's why whenever people are like, oh, I'm so jealous you get to go to PAX, I'm like, dude, don't be. I mean, and I mean that honestly. It's not like I'm like, PAX. You know, like it's so, oh, I'm disgusted to be there. But it has negatives. You know, there's also lots of great positives. Hanging out with your friends, exploring a city that you're not in, or you don't live in, I should say, or maybe that you do live in, but, you know, basically I'm exploring Seattle because Seattle's nice. You know, playing video games is what we're all here for. Getting together, playing board games. Otherwise, you probably don't have the number of people at home to play board games with. Seeing people you only see once a year. There's way more good than bad. However, I'm just saying, if you're ever like, I feel bad that you're not at PAX, you should feel bad like in the afternoons and the early evenings. When you wake up, you should be like, oh, dude. I feel better than everyone at PAX right now. That's like, I have, oh, why would you do that? I have FOMO when I wake up and I feel terrible at an event like this. Or when I have illness, you know, after the fact, because, you know, you probably suppressed your own immune system, but then on top of that, you know, you're shaking hands with a lot of people who may or may not be washing their hands after they go to the bathroom. Sorry, gamers. This is just from years and years of observation. Haven't been in those PAX bathrooms. A lot of y'all need to get in line to play the Dead Island Battle Royale. I guess you can't take the 30 seconds to create a germ-free environment for everybody. But anyway, like, I'm not really trying to get into that. It's another common bit I go for all the time. But, you know, when I come back and I'm like, I have rhinovirus, I'm like, dude, I got FOMO. Fear of, this'll work. Feeling of, you know, I'm trying. I'm like, what's an M word related to illness? Feeling of malaise occasionally.
I mean, there are some workplace environments. I mean, I hope no one in chat is you know, involved in them. But like, there's some workplace environments where people like literally go around and time your bathroom breaks.
Yeah. But,
which is also illegal in a lot of places.
We shouldn't bite the hand that feeds on that one, you know what I mean? I mean, all for the revolution, but when it's on our doorstep...
You're okay with them timing your bathroom breaks?
I mean, all I'm saying is I say, hey, chat, give me 30 seconds. I gotta go to the bathroom. When I come back, got about 3,000 people that are like, that was 47 seconds.
I see what you're saying. All right.
Yeah, man, they fucking won't let me get out without washing my hands either.
I know, dude. It's like every time I leave the bathroom, I have to lie to them and say, like, of course I wash them. Why wouldn't I wash them?
Hear me out, though.
Okay. I love
if
this.
I don't touch my dick.
No, okay. You are right in principle, but in the worst way. You should separate the fact that you think your dick is dirty from washing your hands when you go to the bathroom. You should just conveniently pair those two activities together to ensure good hand cleanliness in general. That's my 2 cents on the subject.
So here's the thing. I do just wash my hands
Well,
when I go to the
otherwise,
bathroom.
if somebody heard, they would make fun of you.
Well, I mean, yeah. Honestly, mainly, yeah. Like, that's pretty much the main reason. Yeah. Societal shame has made me wash my hands every time I go to the bathroom. With that said, though, like, I ain't touching my dick. I mean, granted, if I touch the, the whatchamacallit, the toilet seat handle, I'm sure that's much dirtier than what my dick could ever be.
I just think, in general, you should be washing your hands, I don't know, maybe 4 to 12 times a day.
That's basically where I'm at.
That seems to fit with roughly the amount of times you would shower and use the bathroom. So, like, I think that's just it's just a good time to pair activities. It's like when you're showering, some people brush their teeth for like productivity. They pair 2 light tasks to concurrently accomplish more.
Yeah, I feel you.
I have a simple rule.
Okay.
If I am in my own bathroom, I don't wash my hands. If I'm gonna touch anything that someone else touches, like even if I'm using the downstairs bathroom, I'll wash my hands.
You're gonna think I'm making a joke at your expense, but I would be mad, except you really don't seem to go outside that much.
No, if I go outside and use a public bathroom, I'm washing my goddamn hands.
So, like, if you're only, like, keeping your own hands not necessarily... I'm not saying dirty. I'm just saying not necessarily clean. That doesn't bother me as much. What bothers me is when I go to the movie theater. I mentioned this in an Isaac episode recently. I went to the movie theater. I walked in, and a dude was... he exited the stall. He went to the sink. He turned on the faucet for about a millisecond. Didn't even put his hands under, and then turned it off. And then hit the hand dryer, and then just walked out. It was like he was an alien who learned human bathroom activities but didn't understand why. He's just like, they come in, they do this, they turn this on and off, and then they push this button, and then they're allowed to leave the bathroom. I just don't understand, like... Or maybe at home he was like, I do this so that people think I washed my hands.
Yeah. That's a man who's very driven by societal shame.
Well, he should just wash his hands then.
No, he's established a system where he can have plausible deniability and he can still say, I wash my hands without lying.
Oh, we should leave.
I see what he's saying.
We should leave.
People are like, if you think I'm gross, you realize that if you ever meet me, I've washed my hands. Yeah. But like, that's just, there's no reason for me to wash my hands when I have like my own house. Like, that's only touching my own things. Yeah, if you don't want to use my computer, fine, don't use it. I don't wash my hands, so it's probably gross for you. But who the fuck are any of these guys in chat gonna come and use my computer? People in my own house aren't gonna use my computer because they have no reason to.
I mean, all right, now hear me out. This is a controversial take. To the people who said they wouldn't want to use your computer, grow up?
Well, there's a lot of semen.
Okay. Oh, is there just semen?
Everybody.
All right. It's like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I grew up around a lot of people who ended up with, who had, like, you know, like, sort of helicopter parents and were, like, super clean freaks. And it's just like, I don't know, man. That seems like a weird way to live your life where I absolutely cannot do anything unless I have at least the idea that it's clean.
I'm not even close to that level. But I'll tell you, I wash my hands every time I go to the bathroom. Unless, if we're being 100% honest, if I wake up in the middle of the night, I might just, like, knock it out, go back to bed, right? But it's a fairly rare circumstance. But what I've done is I've come to the realization that I'm like, if this helps me not become sick, like even if it helps me just not get a cold once every 5 years, like that's well worth the 30 or 35 seconds it takes to wash your hands for me.
No!
Well, I didn't know
you
feel so strongly about that. I mean, it does add up, I'll admit, but...
No, I thought that was the last lap. Actually, it was not. Anyway, I don't know.
I don't get sick unless I go places, and I wash my hands when I go places. So a lot of fucking good that does.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I do wash my hands every time I go to the bathroom, but like, I really don't think it's that big of a deal if people don't.
It really isn't. And the people freaking out in chat are the exact reason why it's not a big deal.
I don't think it's a big deal. I think it's a deal though.
I don't.
But like,
I don't think
it's also like, you know, it's for other people's benefit. You know,
Well,
if somebody out there is
in my own house.
if you're in your own house, again, I'm with you. I mean, I'm not with you. I would still wash my hands for my own selfish reasons, but
Yeah.
that's fair. But outside of the house, you know, old people, kids, immunities or immunosuppressed people, like.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at. Now when I wash my hands, instead of being like, man, this is a waste of my time, every time I do it, I'm like, I'm a saint. Like I'm actually saving potentially like hundreds of
world
lives.
a service. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think you can get medals for that if you wash your hands enough.
If vaccination is a big deal, then washing your hands is a big deal. Is
Well,
that a
Okay,
troll
come on.
comment?
Come on. No,
That's
come
a
on.
troll comment, right? Okay, I just wanted to make sure I wasn't just me. I was losing my fucking mind. All right.
Come on now.
What do you guys prefer for hand drying mechanisms? Paper towel, horrible middle school hand dryer, the weird Dyson Airblade. Like, what's your?
I don't mind one of the loud, like, if you have a loud ass like blow dryer, if it works, I don't mind. But if it's a loud ass shitty one, I'm mad. Because there's some shitty ones out there.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I'm a towel guy, unless we're talking only public.
Oh,
options.
like in real, like in your own bathroom, I'm assuming everybody's using a towel or your jeans, I guess. But like,
Yeah, but if you're using your jeans, then why'd you wash your hands in the first place? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
not this again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just, there's two things in this whole thing. One of them I already said was the blow dryers that don't work, or that really shitty brown like paper that doesn't even qualify as a towel.
Yeah, the environmentally friendly stuff.
Yeah, no, that's out of control.
Although I'm gonna be honest, I probably prefer that over the hand. You know, shoot a bunch of water at you. I mean, shoot a bunch of air at you.
Yeah, no,
don't
that
let
would
your
just be
hands dry.
Some of those are horrible.
Yeah, they're just terrible. They just don't do
like,
anything.
The air is not even warm. It's like just
Yeah.
cold air going over your hands. And then they have the audacity to give you instructions. Like, make sure you rub your hands together under the air, as if that's the problem. Were you rubbing your hands together? While
Dude,
a
actually-
small child, like, blew a little bit on your
I don't know.
soaking wet hands?
I don't know if you've seen these, but like this is one that I've experienced recently. Actually, most recently at the movie theater, because it's at the movie theater public bathroom. They have the hand dryer thing, but how it works is instead of being like a wall-mounted thing with a little nozzle on it, it's just like it's like this weird arcing V thing.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you get,
yeah.
like, two little slots for your hands, and you just put your hands through it.
I can get down with the air blades.
I like that. That one's pretty cool.
Sometimes they do shoot a bunch of water directly into your face and all over your clothes, but
Yeah,
you know, you're at the movies. Getting messy is part of the fun.
I always like my films with ribs.
I talk about this way too often, but like, is stunning to me the number of people who literally just don't flush the toilet after they piss or shit.
I don't
In
know
public.
why.
insane.
It
Just
breaks
use your
my
fucking
brain.
foot at the very least if you're that worried about
just
it.
hit the button. You know, like it's not that hard.
I just don't. I actually, it has made me lose a lot of faith in humanity because it's a 2-second task to make a stranger's life not unpleasant.
Yeah.
Instead, like, there must maybe like 15%, at least of the male population, is just like, nah, that dude's gonna see my shit.
All right, I got. So I'm gonna say this story. It's an I'm eating story. So if you're one of those people, cover your ears for a bit. It's not that gross. It's of that caliber. At my old job, there was one of the truckers went into the bathroom, like our office bathroom. My dude didn't flush, and about like an hour later, I had to go to the restroom. My dude,
oh no,
left what I could only describe as an actual log of shit. Like, it was so large, I started to question the physics of it getting out of his ass.
I thought you were gonna say it was so large you started to cry.
I mean, it was close. A little bit more, and yeah, I would have just given up on the universe. But I'm not even shitting you. I don't know how that came out of his ass.
Not even shooting you.
It was that large. Well,
that's impressive.
Dude, I'm sitting here like I just
should have taken a picture.
Why didn't he flush it, dude? Was he trying to brag?
Actually, in that case, I don't blame him.
I might have wanted to see it.
Yeah, like that sounds like.
I wish he didn't wait an hour though. Like, it's not.
Like,
sounds like he made the right
I'll give him credit. It was like, congruent. Like it was all one size. But
oh my god,
you're like that's when you normally you see somebody else's bowel movement and you're like you got to see a doctor. When you see this guy's, you're like you got to see a therapist.
No, you got to see a physicist. You found fucking matter storage. I don't even know, dude.
Yeah,
it's a super atomic particle.
The
poo.
Wait, hold on. Shart poo-on plasma.
All right, we're done.
Anyway, you guys ever take pictures of your poops?
No, Robert.
Missing out. It's a lot of fun.
But why?
I don't know. I've done it before when I was younger. I think that's probably that's probably why. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I bet you that the people that are not flushing are the youth. It's the youth.
No,
not
it's
flushing.
always old dudes in their 50s.
Yeah.
Literally every time.
I mean, what's the difference, though,
Oops,
right?
I just forgot. But did you like it? I'm a knife and fork man. I wash my hands a lot as well. Not to like the degree of being obsessive compulsive, but every time I think like, should I wash my hands? I don't know, it's probably like 7 or 8 times a day, when you come out of the bathroom. I go, should I wash my hands? And here's what crosses my mind. Do I want to get sick? And then the answer to that question is always no. And then I realized that because I've thought, should I do this? I have to do it. Because if I don't do it now, it's like, that's the reason that it's going to happen. Anyway, I'm pro wet wipes, cotton swabs, Q-tips, Tide to Go stick, Febreze, all that stuff, dude.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm a fan of those too. I haven't started the thing where I'm carrying around like sanitary bottles of, solution or whatever.
Don't take this the wrong way.
Yeah.
That's why you need Jess.
You're not wrong,
If
actually.
she carries a purse, it's just a convenient way to do it. Like, if I'm carrying a backpack and Kate's like, can I put some stuff in your backpack? I'm not like, no, this is my backpack. I'm like, yeah, toss it in. So, like, turnabout is fair play.
I completely feel you. Every time we were out on an adventure somewhere in New York, my backpack carries the water bottles, and her purse carries like literally everything else.
Dude, I'm pro all that stuff. It's very nice. To not have to, you like sneeze and you sneeze into like the crook of your elbow and you got snot there. To just be able to take care of that immediately is gross. I'm not saying it's not gross, but it happens.
Like I'm nowhere near a germaphobe. In fact, I might be like a trashophiliac, but trashophile. I'm not sure.
Trashophile.
Yeah,
I think if you're a trashophiliac, that means if you cut yourself, you bleed trash.
Okay, yeah.
Or is that trashemic? I'm not sure.
I think I might be both then, actually, it turns out. But with that said, though, as I've gotten older, there have been many situations where I'm out and I'm just like, oh, wish I had some like squirty gel that I could.
Oh, dude. I go to the bathroom in public to wash my hands like all the time. Not like
to wash your hands.
Yeah. Not like a Howie Mandel levels, but like I'm not afraid to like shake a human being's hand. But like sometimes I'll just be like, it's been like 2 hours since I washed my hands. It's been 4 hours since I washed my hands. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom and wash my hands.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, I pee so often.
Oh, you know,
honestly,
fair enough. I'm not pot calling the kettle black. I can't.
Yeah.
Can't be mad about that.
Too many pees, man. It takes it's a lot of time.
Well, it's not really though. Like in the whole scheme of things, right?
Yeah, I mean,
if you pee like 10 times a day, what is that? It's like under 20 minutes of urination daily.
Yeah, but then like add that up for your whole life. How much time you spend?
If you had anything up for your whole life, it's it's a lot. You know, when I worked an office job, you know, you get sick. You'd rather not come to the office, you know, for many reasons. You shouldn't come to the office because you're going to get other people sick, but you know, you only get and this is like I don't even want to make this political or based in policy rather in any way, shape, or form. I think it's messed up though that your job can determine how many sick days you have. Like it's not like your body can be like, oh, sorry, you know, I was gonna give you strep throat, but instead I realized you only get 5 sick days a year, so I'll hold off until you get a job with a better benefits package. I understand the other side of the argument, which is that, like, you know, people might be upset. Oh, Jennifer has fibromyalgia. How come she gets to take so many days off from work, whereas I'm healthier, so I have to work more? Well, you know, would you rather have chronic pain? Like, I hate to say it, but why you... It doesn't make your life easier to make Jennifer's life harder. It just makes it fair. But you're not making it fair by making both of your lives easier. You're making it fair by forcing Jennifer to come to work through her fibromyalgia like 7 days out of the, you know, the 12 months that she's at the office. It's messed. Have some empathy, dude. I'm not gonna go on Chapo, okay? It's not that kind of thing. I'm just... I don't go on podcasts anymore, except maybe my own. You know, but when you go to the office, you're sick, you're like, okay. I get everybody else sick, which sucks, but apart from that, it's just, you know, I'm sitting at a desk, answering emails, you know, typing into spreadsheets, etc., etc. Letting all my phone calls go to voicemail. It's not ideal, but it's not that hard. If you work as like, you know, if you're somebody that does a physical job and you're sick, I feel for you, dude. Like in a huge, like, real empathetic way, because that sucks. I went to the gym on Friday, and I only started feeling the symptoms of illness on Saturday, but I went to the gym on Friday, and it sucked. I was like, did I sleep like garbage last night? Like, you know, I was lifting less than I lifted, like, 2 weeks ago, and everything hurt, and it felt like I was training in, like, high gravity or something like that. And then on Saturday when I woke up and I was like, my throat hurt pretty bad, I was like, oh, I get it now. Now I understand. My body was not telling me, you don't want it bad enough. My body was telling me, hey, dummy, you're gonna get sick. I feel, especially, you know, you might feel, like, I feel compelled to work even when I'm ill. But it's motivated by, like, a weird sense of... I don't even know how to describe it, but I think that a lot of people feel it. It's just, like... I don't know. And I talk about this every time I get sick. You know, we just go through sick arcs. Hopefully this one... I mean, it feels like it'll be over in a day or two, but... every time I'm sick, I talk about how, like, if you're sick, don't get other people sick, don't work, don't leave the house, etc., etc. Except for obvious, like, emergency situations. But... we have, like, backwards health reasoning in North America. And I'm not even talking about, like, the healthcare system. That's not really the purpose of this conversation. It's more just, like, a lot of us, myself included, have, like, a deep-seated belief that is, like, well, going to work when you're sick is, in fact, not damaging. It's noble. Which is BS. And it sucks, dude. Like, I'm not saying that I don't know. It is a tight line because I do think there are bad actors to some extent. Like, if you're, pardon me, little phlegm. If you're of a certain age, like let's say you're over the age of 25. Raise your hand if you've ever called in sick to work because you were hungover. I did it once. Not on YouTube and Twitch, obviously. But when I was in college, little too reckless the night before, woke up at like, 6:45 a.m. and was like, oh, this is a terrible idea. Called into work and was like, I got a fever, And it's not a great thing to do, obviously, but at the same time, it is something that I think a lot of people have done. I don't know, I wouldn't say maybe 50% of the workforce, but probably, I don't know, 49.9% of the workforce. And I'm saying that that's a bad thing to do. I think that kind of ruins it for everybody else. To some extent. That's not to say you should go to work if you're hungover. What you should do is, re-examine your relationship with alcohol that has you drinking that much on a work night, I suppose. But that means that the people who maybe actually have chronic illness, they feel more compelled, or not even chronic illness, but just like a genuine, like, infection or, contagious illness, are like, well, I don't want the boss to think that I'm, just taking a day off for fun. But still, I feel like, if I'm 80 years old, I hope that the culture, especially around like work and school, changes when it comes to like contagious and infectious diseases, Like if my kid has the flu, they're taking like a week off from school. I remember, and it's not my parents' fault, it's my fault, because I would just tell my mom, like, she'd be like, how do you feel? And I'd be like, oh, I feel like a little sick. She'd be like, do you want to go to school? I'd be like, yeah. Wouldn't want to fall behind in 3rd grade math class. We're going to go over the 8th column with the times tables for the 97th time. But, I'd be like, you're taking like 3 days, you're taking a week, you're taking something like that. Who cares, That's like work, I get it, if you, depending on what you do, you might be playing kind of like a pivotal role in society. When your kid's in like, 5th grade, it's just like little disease vectors, right? One kid gets strep throat. They go to school for 2 days because the parents, don't want to or maybe are unable to get a daycare, babysitter, grandparent, etc., etc. They infect 20 other people. Those 20 other people infect the parents. Those parents, some of them are going to stay home. Some of them are going to go to work. Then the people at work are going to infect their kids. You're going to get a whole nother school, infected. So what I'm thinking is if you have an infectious disease of any sort, you just end up being quarantined for 90 days. Okay, now see, this is where it's become a joke again. Can I tell you as well, let me hydrate/caffeinate. I did go out yesterday. Told you I'm not feeling that bad. And I know you're like, well, that's reckless. You might have gotten other people ill. Well, true. I can't say without certainty, or with certainty, that I didn't. But here's the thing. I'm not sneezing. I'm not coughing. And I wash my hands all the time. It's within reason. I'm doing everything that can conceivably be done. But I'll admit, if I'd known that it was not just a little baby sore throat and I was going to feel bad the next day as well, I probably would have stayed home. But that's the thing with illness, you don't get like a little, you don't get a card when you wake up that's like, hey, this is just, your throat's just a little irritated, you'll be hoarse. Or, hey, this is strep throat, but just the start of it. You gotta kind of wait and see how it develops. But anyway, yesterday I went to the theater and I did see Midsommar.
Speaking of dropping, Ryan, what's dropping in your lungs right now? What's
Yeah,
going
dude,
on
I honestly have no idea where I picked up this illness from.
What is this illness?
I'm honestly almost over it. It must have just been like a little, you know, common cold sort of thing on that degree. But like, you know, sometimes, like I got sick last Thanksgiving when I was at my in-laws' house, and I was like, yeah, I get it. I was hanging out with a 3-year-old and a 7-year-old. They pick their nose and their butthole, and then they don't wash their hands, and then they're like jumping all over everything. Like, I totally get that. This one, I was like, I have no idea. I've been living in a sterile environment. I've been taking my multivitamins and probiotics. You gotta say, this man's incredible hygiene habits are gonna be the death of him. There's something very sad about that. And then we're gonna give him a... Oh, okay. I thought we were gonna give him a swirly. I also like how hiding the body made me a little bit less depressed. That's good. It's really a story about Lucas trying to...
Out of order.
Love himself. You know what I mean?
Out of order.
Okay, sorry, that's my mistake. I moved to the other sink, but I should have just hit the button in the other direction. There we go. It's really about Lucas learning to love himself, in spite of all the, I mean, the murder so far. Okay, hands washed. Look at yourself. Ooh. Every girl's crazy about a sharp dress man. Alright, just flush yourself. Oh no, David! You're leaving so much DNA on the scene. Beautiful. Okay. Now I gotta wash my hands again, dude. Not with that one! Oh, they won't let me wash with this one anymore because it's already... Okay, well, at least dry them. Just bake all the piss right on. Okay, okay. I mean, I know there's more blood, but he finished mopping, dude. What am I supposed to do? It can't be done. So make sure you're... Freaking wash your hands. Yeah, that's plot. That blood was there when I came in. If I cleaned it up, it would be suspicious. Everybody knows. This is the bloody bathroom. If you go in there and it's too clean, something's gone terribly wrong. Obviously, you gotta dry your hands. And now leave. Leave before the cop comes in. You gotta try.
Tyler?
What? This is a restroom, isn't it?
No. This is a crime
It's like legitimately...
Cool, I'm done.
I don't know if I'd call it sexual harassment, but it crosses the line. Oh, we made her more stressed! It's just piss, sweetheart. Get over it. Do you bake that on there? Yeah, okay. And then, like... Oh, if you wash her hands, she'll relieve her stress, of course. No, it said this, she can't. She already washed them. She's very conservative about water.
Just what
Back in
exactly
the
are you
latex
doing,
gloves
I'm
shortage.
checking for clues. What do you think?
Obviously, you gotta dry her hands. They're full of garbage juice. I hoping to wash them, actually, given what just happened.
Hey, I think there's some blood in the sink.
It's open and shut case.
Yeah, could be.
Dude, just get in the shower. Like, we don't have time for this. We gotta meet that dude in a half hour. No nudity, please. Now, don't forget to dry off. You're not a monster. I mean, come on. We're gonna go to the bathroom in a David Cage game. We're gonna go to the bathroom in a David Cage game. Gotta relieve our stress. He did unzip his boxers. It's like, you dumbass.
Hey, you're a good-looking guy.
Try to get dressed before you shower? You gotta shower first, dummy. Don't forget to pee as well. Quantic Dream is like, it's Cinema Sins the game. We did not see Tyler urinate once in the entire game, despite the fact that we see him drink over 4 liters of coffee. At least close the door, you madman. Wait, how many times have we washed our hands in this game? You gotta make sure you dry them. Yeah, fully 50% of this game takes place in the bathroom. That's what I've realized.
Wait, did you go to pee, Ryan?
I did go to pee. I just came back.
That was so fast.
Really?
We both came back at the same time. So
I went to my wife's office and I said, "Thanks for getting me lunch." And then I went to pee and then I washed my hands. Actually, I got a banana on the way back.
You did
so-
what did you get you?
What?
You didn't wash your hands.
I did wash my hands.
Sometimes I don't wash my like most of the times at home. I don't wash my hands.
I do it
I mean,
now
because
like
you were faster than me and I didn't wash my hands.
How big is the house you live in right now?
I mean, it's one room down.
I live in like a 550 square foot apartment.
I'm just saying, mathematically, if you did wash your hands, you didn't use soap.
You want to smell them?
I
Dude.
mean, you're giving me evidence that I can't really test here.
I will say, so I always wash my hands. However,
Amen.
I don't do happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday. You know, I get a little damp, put the soap on, wash everything, including the thumb, and then just rinse it off. And it takes like probably under 10 seconds.
Dude, right? It's like, you know, John Wick reloading a gun. He's quick. Because he knows what he's doing. You've done it so many times.
It is like John Wick reloading a gun.
I don't think he washed his hands, Chet.
See,
He washes his hands.
This is an extreme gaslight. This is the ultimate gaslight.
I've seen it.
Just running the numbers doesn't that up.
I think maybe you're just like a slow pisser.
Maybe your calculator's broken.
I
Austin.
piss at like such an incredible pressure. I'm worried I'm going to like splash water into the ceiling.
Well, yeah, but I've been working out for like 7 months now. It's like everything down there is like it's frictionless. Piss,
What is
piss,
that?
piss.
What does that mean?
You heard the man.
What is happening? What's the password?
Also, think of it this way.
Oh, you need a password? Okay.
Yeah, you need a password.
Okay,
Pisses take different durations. Ryan drinks so much water, pisses more often, but he pisses less.
That doesn't make any sense. That makes actually
So-
zero
It
sense
really
at all.
does make no sense.
That makes
No,
sense.
it's like when you pee, sometimes you pee different amounts.
Yes.
There you go. There's your password, by the way.
So if he's not peeing as much, that time that is not spent peeing is added to the hand washing session.
Okay, I think what he's saying is I go to the bathroom more often, so my urinations are lower volume and thus shorter.
Yes. There's the math. Checks out.
When the alarm goes off, what's your guys' routine? Like, I'm talking like feet to floor. What do you guys do?
No joke. Feet to floor, head into the kitchen, make an iced coffee, take it into the bathroom, 15-minute deuce.
Wait, you bring the coffee into the bathroom?
I do.
He's got one of those the beer hats.
But there's bacteria that flies around in the air, and you re-ingest that. You're aware of that, right?
I'm aware of that, yes.
And for someone who I strike you as overly clean. That's not an overly
very complimentary,
clean move.
but possibly not true, I guess.
What do you mean? Like if someone shakes your hand, you immediately go for the Sani?
At PAX, I would, yeah.
So you're not worried about any like accoutrements slipping into the cup?
I'm not worried about my own like poop particles, because you're already like you're in the bathroom to begin with. You're breathing, you know, you're putting your hand down there, and then I don't know, maybe scratching your elbow before you wash your hands or something like that. You're touching the doorknob on the way in. You know, you're brushing your teeth with the toothbrush that's sitting there. I wouldn't eat like I wouldn't eat a platter of nachos on the toilet or something, but like an iced coffee with a straw, yeah.
You don't use a straw.
I do use a straw.
Wow, single-use plastic in the
It's a
bathroom.
reusable glass cup. I'm holding it up right now. I got the same movie theater anecdotes I always do, which is that I just don't understand. I never realized until I started going to the movies, you know, once every other week apparently, that so many young men out there don't wash their hands when they use a public bathroom. If I could just, and I don't want to go down this road for the 500th time, but I just implore you, if you're a Northernlion viewer, we can be the change we want to see in the world. Wash your hands in a public bathroom, okay? Whatever you do in the context of your own home, I don't care. You know, I'm not the cleanest individual on planet Earth. But if you're in a public bathroom, just, you know, you already probably cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. You try not to do it on somebody's shoulder or something like that. You know, you don't pick your nose and then rub it on somebody else's coat or something like that. Why is washing your hands different? I worry about people that, and this is sincere, but also won't somebody think of the children-esque. I worry about people who shy away from doing a 10-second chore that helps out them and the people around them. Just because the benefits are, like, unseen. You know, is the easiest thing you could possibly do in the world. Plus, your hands are going to smell nice. Depending on the soap, I guess. But, you know, you can't look for these shortcuts in all areas of your life, you know? Some people... I'm not a dentist, okay? But what I'm about to say might ruffle some feathers out there, but I don't think it will. But every now and then we talk about, like, you know, brushing your teeth. Thought we'd take a stab at that one. On the NLSS. And then, like, some people... You know, I brush my teeth twice a day. Some people brush them 3 times a day. But there's a lot of people, a surprising amount of people out there that brush them once a day or perhaps even less. And it is kind of gross to me, okay? I'm not judging you. I'm trying to help. It's literally like a 2 to 3 minute task that, you know, once you start doing it, I don't know if this necessarily is a cogent and non-fallacious argument, but once you start doing it, if you don't do it, you will realize why it should be done. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, here's my analog here for that is, you know, if you were alive in, like, the 13th century, and people were like, I take a bath, you know, a time traveler came back and was like, we bathe every day in the year 2019. They would be like, bathe every day? That's ridiculous. You don't need to bathe every day. I mean, here in the Middle Ages, we bathe once a month if we're lucky, and, you know, nobody smells bad. No, wrong. Everybody smells bad, and that's why you think you don't need to bathe. Also, you guys got something real nasty coming your way in the form of the bubonic plague. I don't know if, you know, necessarily you're going to be able to save yourself with more bathing. I mean, it's not that you don't want to bathe. It's really an access issue, I suppose. But anyway... That's kind of the way I see it. Like, you ever, you know, accidentally forget to brush your teeth when you go to school or work or something like that? It's happened to me, you know, I mean, now I just would go brush them because I work from home. But it's, you know, happened to me in school. You get to school and you're like, oh, my mouth feels like garbage. Did I brush my teeth this morning? Ah, crap, I didn't. It might not even be noticeable for other people, although your breath probably smells pretty bad. But for you, you're like, ooh, this is gross. I'm telling you, what benefit do you get out of not brushing your teeth 2 times a day? You're saving yourself 2 to 3 minutes, you know? Now, should I brush 3 times a day? I don't know, maybe. I'm not trying to save 2 or 3 minutes. It's just I've never been in a habit of doing it. And moreover, I mean, I feel like I'm not necessarily the gold standard for dental hygiene, although my dentist is always like, you're looking pretty good here. I think of it more like, you know, twice a day is like the minimum for like adequate dental hygiene. And like they said in Office Space, do you want to do the minimum or do you want to, you know, Tyler wears 35 pieces of flair. I guess that's not really a fair comparison because you could probably brush too much. But anyway, you know, you can't live your life trying to cut 2 minutes here, 2 minutes there, you know, trying to find a shortcut. Especially as you get older, you know, responsibilities, they require time. Sometimes you're gonna have to do things you don't want to do, and it's nice to have that muscle built up, you know? The muscle that's like, if something takes an extra 10 minutes, whatever. That's 10 minutes of like, okay, I won't get to do as many laps of the Nordschleife in my virtual Renault Clio. You know, you get over it. Maybe you have to skip one League of Legends or Teamfight Tactics game a day to do your meal prep, and then, you know, it's worth it, I promise you. But like the washing the hands and the brushing the teeth is the one that gets me. I don't brush my teeth for other people. I brush my teeth for myself, dude. Not only because I want to keep my teeth, but also because, like, if you don't do it, they feel gross. But I feel like I'm probably preaching to the choir here. It's just some of the things you see in Twitch chat, you know? Everybody I know in real life is like, yeah, I brush my teeth twice a day. Anyone I've ever talked to about it, at least. And then sometimes people in Twitch chat are like, it's dentist propaganda. And I'm like, what is wrong with you? I had a roommate in university. Very, very, very smart guy. He was almost just too smart for his own good. Like, I think I've been there, and I think a lot of people that maybe, you know, watch a lot of stuff on YouTube are cut from the same cloth, where you're smart enough to have these analytical skills, and all of a sudden you start questioning everything, which is good until you start questioning stuff that is considered like, you know, base societal. You know, like, it's taken for granted as just something you do, like washing your hands, for example. You end up getting these arguments with these people that think they're geniuses because they got like a 95 in 10th grade science, and they're like, well, if I don't wash my hands, then only the weak germs get to possibly propagate. As a result, I'm actually helping out humanity by increasing herd immunity. And you're like, no, just because, you know, your teacher, Miss Jennifer, thought you were smart, it doesn't make you an epidemiologist, brother. You gotta default to the wisdom of giants in these situations. Wait till you get to university, you start realizing that your entire bachelor's of science is just looking up stuff that other people wrote and using it to support your own evidentiary findings. You know, that's as the spirit of science, at least in your bachelor's degree. Regardless, he was like, dude, why do you brush your teeth in the morning? It doesn't make any sense. You already brush your teeth right before you go to bed. You don't eat anything between brushing your teeth, going to sleep, and waking up. So it's just like you're brushing your already clean mouth. And I was like, hey dude, you know, I respect you, we're friends, but, you know, I sleep in the same room as you. You sleep with your mouth open for like 10 hours. All that bacteria in there, you know, you don't have a perfectly clean mouth when you go to bed. You know, you're not going to bed with a 0%, you know, food residue stuck in your mouth. You got plaque, you got tartar and stuff like that, even if it's just to a minor degree. You know, all that bacteria that's still alive in there is just feeding. And you're introducing, you know, moisture via your saliva, and, you know, you're drying your mouth out a little bit after that by keeping it open. I gotta be honest with you, your breath smells like garbage in the morning, brother. That's why you brush your teeth in the morning, because the bacteria is festering for 8 hours. And to his credit, he was like, I get it. Which is good, because we still to this day can't agree whether Macho Man Randy Savage as Bonesaw McGraw in Spider-Man 1 says it's 3 minutes of playtime or 3 minutes of me time, which is ridiculous because everybody knows that he says 3 minutes of playtime. It's not a point of contention. It's a fictional argument. It doesn't make any sense why there shouldn't be two sides to this argument. Just give me the script, Sam Raimi. But see, it's been kind of a recurring theme, you know, for me, commentarily. As I've gotten older, you know, I know, blah, blah, I'm a man, I'm 30, blah, 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 how old is NL, I forgot, blah, blah, blah. But, like, I lose a lot of respect for people that continually try to find, you know, a shortcut to things that are actually, like, let me put it this way. I think the real shortcut to, like, adult life is just learning to be okay with spending time doing things that need to be done. You know? Learn to be okay doing the dishes. Maximize your enjoyment of it. Put on some Netflix or something like that. Do the dishes properly. You know? With all due respect to Robert, I think my personal opinion, for sure, and I'm hesitant to even bring it up because I think that people agree with me so much that it reflects poorly on him, but I'm going to do it anyway. My opinion, the Galaxy Brain option is not to just eat everything off paper plates and then throw those paper plates in the garbage so you don't have to do the dishes. In my personal opinion, you know, the much more noble thing is to just accept that, you know, the price you pay for eating a delicious home-cooked meal is, you know, you might have to spend 15 minutes a night doing the dishes.
Hi, chat.
Hodor.
Do you think Ryan's gonna wash his hands? What do you think, guys? What are the chances? No. No. Yes? He will say he did, but he does not. I think that's probably accurate. Or, well, how about this? Do you think he just does like the quick run under the sink of water and wipes it on the hand towel, or does he soap? Wipes on cat? Not even that?
I got another bit that I wanted to talk about though, because when we were at the movie theater yesterday, I swear to God, I saw like 7 guys in a row use the men's bathroom, run cold water over their hands for like 1/8 of a second, not apply soap, and then like fake dry them off for 1/8 of a second in the hand dryer. I fully do not understand. Like half of the male population, it's not, they don't just not wash their hands, they do like this weird show as if they're washing their hands, but don't actually wash. Like rather than spend 30 seconds washing their hands, run, they would rather pretend to wash their hands for 15 seconds, despite not getting any of the benefit. Clean dick and urine is sterile anyway? Okay, well if you're gonna go with that bogus logic, why even pretend to wash your hands? Why not just walk out, as the kids say, like a boss? So you don't get judged? Mission fucking failed, brother. Mission failed. Also, if you're too lazy to wash your hands in the bathroom, I really doubt your dick is clean. Like, if you took a random survey of people who wash their hands and don't wash their hands, I would bet on the people who wash their hands having cleaner dicks. I would bet my fucking house on it, which is easy to prevent it, but I don't need to wash my hands because my dick is clean. Yeah, you're telling me you don't just get in the shower, put your back to the shower head for 10 minutes, rub a little shampoo through your hair, then you're done? I don't touch my dick when I pee. I have an elaborate scaffolding system where I balance my shaft on top of the waistband of my jeans so that I don't have to go through the rigorous chore of having to wash my hands afterwards.
The raincoat killer gave Becky a visit.
Spending 8 hours brainstorming how to not spend 15 seconds washing my hands after I take a piss. I'm in this picture and I don't like it. The good news is it's very easy to get out of the picture. Just,
Zach, the bathroom, quick.
Start washing your hands. The other thing about hand washing is every time we bring up hand washing, and by we, I mean me, usually there's like one dude on the subreddit who's like, it was all fun and games, but at the same time, washing your hands kills more people than it saves. And then people are like, what the fuck? No, it doesn't. I gotta pee again. I'll be back in a second.
All right, I gotta pee as well. I'll be back, Josh.
Stay hydrated,
I'll
Josh.
stick around. I'm staying hydrated. What's going on, chat? AMA.
Don't ask him.
AMA. Josh, go wash your hands, even if you don't have to pee. I don't know about that. Bear, here's a question for you. How big your dick?
It's pretty big.
Yeah? Good.
Yeah.
Good.